Okay, well, we're recording now. We're just talking about Adam Cleveland and his lake that he works on. You know, someone tried to kill themselves at the lake recently.
I think someone did die as well.
A young lad, did drown.
Hmm.
He didn't have anything to do with it, I don't think. And then he should have been drowned at birth, let's be honest. But anyway, Cleveland, that is. But he, there was a guy who was like threatening to hang himself at the lake.
Oh yeah.
And
Hang himself from what?
from a tree at the
tree.
lake. Yeah,
Okay.
and he was like, "I'm gonna do it," and then Cleveland was like, "No, don't."
Yeah.
And then the cops came, and then I think he was one of these like attention seekers though. Like he wasn't
Well, that's most of them.
actually gonna do it. He was kind of
Yeah.
like,
Well,
"Don't."
yeah,
make
people who do it usually do it alone in like a garage.
Yeah,
Where people can't stop them.
like a man. But
Yeah.
then the cops got him down. But then the noose was left hanging from the tree for like a few hours. He was like,
Yeah.
I should probably cut that down. But what were we gonna say there at the start about Kill Tony?
Oh, we all went
that
to
was
Kill
bad.
Tony
Went to
London.
Kill Tony.
That was bad.
Yeah.
That
Great
stunk.
show. Would recommend.
Worst live show I've ever been to.
Yeah, just an
every
absolute cabal.
First of all, they were
retards.
like, we were in line to sign up for fucking however long. We're there on time with the time
4
they said.
o'clock. We were there.
And then we're there for an hour. No one knew what was going on. No staff knew what was going on.
Yeah.
They come down and there's this like little like Kill Tony Nazi lady.
Yes,
And she
Easy
was
with-
like-
yeah.
And she was like, everyone, this is only for people who are serious about stand-up.
Yeah.
We're,
Yeah.
we're vetting people and all this. And then she was asking everyone how long they've been doing comedy and stuff. And they turned away nobody.
yeah.
Not one.
There was a guy behind me, and he was like, she's like, "What's your name?" And he says, "Big John." And then she goes, "When did you start doing comedy?" He was like, "This is my first ever gig." And she was like, "Well, we're glad to have you." And I was like, "What the fuck was with the big pep talk at the start saying we
I
don't
hope-
want
Yeah.
fucking
I hope
newcomers?"
Tony was like, why didn't you vet these people, you bitch?
I hope he slapped her around.
You're going in the luggage on the way home.
Yeah. She would fit in luggage, in fairness.
Yeah.
She looked like she had like a bit of Down syndrome or something, didn't she?
I don't-
Did you not see her? No.
I think I did see her. She looked like she had fake tits though.
Well, probably. Do
Down syndrome and fake tits.
you think there's ever been someone with Down syndrome who's gotten like? If you had Down syndrome, could you get plastic surgery to make yourself look non-Down syndrome?
No, I
You
think it's illegal because it's a.
What?
I don't know.
Why would it be
Feel like-
illegal?
Oh, because it's deception.
But why don't they do that?
Mm.
Why
Would you
don't
have
they-
to
Because
tell?
then you have to admit that. Because you have to admit the thing that no one wants to say out loud, which is that there's something wrong with the face.
Well, I mean, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, as they say. So, sure
Do you
there's
think if
people
they
out
got
there.
the surgery and then you had sex with them, do you think they would have to tell you?
Oh, like a trans thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I think you'd be able to tell though, apart from the face,
From
if
the,
you were having sex with a Down syndrome person,
from the
even
gra-
if their face
Wait,
was
from the sounds.
well, from the sounds and from I guess where you found them. Where do they?
That was funny when we
Where do they frequent? So what were you gonna
we
say?
went to Berlin and we were in a big lake in Berlin
Yeah.
and then there was a guy cycling around and he had Down syndrome
Mm-hmm.
and he was cycling around like zooming and then on the back of his shirt
But he was saying Zoom.
he was saying
Zoom.
yeah in German and and then the back of his jumper it said crew and so everyone we knew who worked in a lake was Adam Cleveland and this Down syndrome guy. We just thought like
Put
all
them
lakes
to work.
all lakes are staffed by mentally challenged people.
Oh, he was in control of the lake.
Yeah, it was crew.
Yeah. Right.
Lake crew.
You shouldn't. I mean, yeah. You shouldn't be giving them jobs where, they're in charge of saving people's lives if something goes tits up.
Yeah.
But don't put them in control of a body of water. I feel like.
Don't put
Yeah,
them
I
in
can see
charge of
that.
anybody's.
No. But what Kill Tony was, the people who signed up, it was a cabal of absolute retards. I think we can all agree.
Mm-hmm.
So
It was
lot
the
of South
who's who
Africans.
of, you should be drowned. You should have been drowned at birth. I feel like I saw guys with Tony Hinchcliffe masks
Really?
and
Oh yeah.
in suits with props and gimmicks and stuff.
Oof.
And that was just Ridwan. But
Yeah.
no. Well, what were you going to say during your interview if you got interviewed? He's like, Ridwan, what do you like to do for fun?
Well, I feel like I would have had a good minute, and then he would have just complimented me the whole time. That was actually my.
That was in your head.
vision.
That
You're
was
like-
not what was gonna happen.
Yeah.
I was gonna be like,
He was gonna be like, "What is going on with you?
Yeah.
Have you always had the hair?"
There would have been a Muslim
Yeah,
joke.
they would have been like, "We're gonna give
Oh,
you a
yeah.
haircut on stage right
Yeah.
now."
Yeah.
I didn't realize there's so many. All because I watched Mark Norman the other day as well.
Live?
All the Americans are like, there's too many Muslims in London. What the
Yeah.
hell's up with all these Muslims?
Yeah,
Mhm.
they all
I didn't
did
realize there
every
was a
hack
lot.
joke you could possibly do
Yeah.
about the UK.
Yeah. Bad teeth. Yeah, what was the other one? Bland food.
Oh yeah.
Horrendous.
Man, why didn't you
oh,
get
by the
those
way, my
first?
condolences. The crash in India, the plane crash.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know
Sad.
anyone who died?
Yeah. All of them.
Oh, you
No,
knew
there's
all
one
of them.
survivor.
One
Yeah,
guy
it's just
survived the
crazy.
plane
They
crash
should-
in India.
They should make the whole plane out of that guy.
He was just like, he said he like walked out of it.
I saw the
Yeah, he
video.
did,
was
yeah.
limping.
Seat 11A. He just,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't think he even got like knocked out or anything. He just,
Brown box.
imagine he like, the plane crashed, right? He gets knocked out. He wakes up. He thinks he's dead. And he's like, oh, am I in hell? And it's like, no, you're just in India. Just surrounded by flames and Indian people. You're like, fuck. Can I do that as a joke on stage, do you think? Think that would work?
Yeah, you should. You should do it at the Blue Post.
I'll do that at the
Yeah,
Blue
try
Post
it.
tonight. Yeah. But, so yeah, that plane crash in India was that was a real stinker.
200
But,
people.
264 people, I think, or
Oh, wow.
265 or something, yeah. But last night I did 2 gigs, and on the way back then I saw George in 21 Soho, and I was like, oh, I'll go in. And there was 12 people. They were the crowd was dead. And then all the comics that were supposed to do 20 minutes were like, I don't want to do 20 minutes. I'll do 15 or whatever. And I was like, all right, I'll do 5 minutes. I went on. And you know that you have the thing in your head where you're like, I'm going to be the one who gets them,
Yeah.
you know? And I went on and I was just dying, and I did this new joke I have where I go, you know the whole thing about the Irish or the blacks of Europe, you know
Yeah.
that thing? I was like, oh, someone told me about the Irish or the blacks of Europe. And when I heard that, I was like, she, motherfucker. God damn. And I did it and got nothing. And there's 4 black people. And one of the black guys was laughing. And I was like, all right, that's all I need. But then I really fucked up because I was standing on stage, and the previous acts were Evaldas, George, Ollie Rayhart was hosting, and then me. And I was like, you're probably wondering, where's all the diversity on the show tonight? And I was like, well, the next act is a Chinese woman, and then there's a Jew closing the show. So there's some diversity coming, don't worry. And then it got like super uncomfortable. And I was like, all right, I'll tell another joke. And then I was just on stage, and I just had this thing where I was like, all right, an Irishman, a Jew. And I went to say Chinese woman, and I said China woman,
Yeah.
which you're not allowed to say.
You're not allowed to say.
I went to say Chinese woman. I was like, an Irishman, a Jew, and a China woman walk into a bar. And then I went, oh, fuck, I shouldn't have said China woman. And then some woman and some white lady in the front row went, oh. And I was like, shut up. She's my friend. She's down the back. And then I got off stage, and our Chinese peer comedian was down there. And I think her English isn't great, so much so that she didn't even get that you're not supposed to say China woman.
Right.
or
They don't.
Chinese
She doesn't
woman.
know her own slurs.
Well, yeah, I mean, I came off and I was like, sorry about the China woman thing. And she was like, I don't know what that is. And I was like, that's music to my
In
ears.
Sydney, there's a beach called Chinaman's Beach.
Yeah, you were saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's
There's a lot of racist places. Like, I think there's quite a few places that just have the N-word in it. in the
Yeah,
shows.
N-word
Oh,
rock.
yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Is there
Like,
N-word rock?
And there's like
Yeah.
a Mount N-word something.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
With the hard or?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, hard rock.
Yeah. But why are they called these
Yeah, what's the
names?
etymology?
Because Australia,
Is
they just don't give a
inherently-
fuck. They were like, they were very openly racist for a long time.
Right.
I mean, yeah, I've talked about Blacktown the first time I was on the.
Oh, yeah, we've
Yeah.
talked about that.
That's
Um,
where
Down to
the
Blacktown.
biggest black population in Sydney lives in Blacktown.
Oh, yeah.
is there a lot of black people in Australia?
No, well they are, but you don't see them because they live in Blacktown.
Hmm.
Right. Who's the mayor of Blacktown?
I have no idea.
Just a white guy is the mayor. That would be bad if it was.
It
white
probably
guy.
is.
Is the
Like
mayor
I
of
would not
Blacktown.
be surprised if it's a white guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Speaking of bad experiences, I tell you about this thing with the Jews at Big Belly. You know.
Were Jews a big belly?
There was Jews at Big Belly.
This is why I never get booked.
But at the moment, you know, with Muslims and Jews, I think it's best to keep you separated. But so I was at Big Belly, and there's a table of people over to the right and of the stage. Shut up! And
It's just children playing outside.
oh yeah, well fuck them. You know, they should know we're recording a hit podcast in here.
Nice.
But what was I gonna say? Yes, there's a table of people, and they're heckling all like the MC.
There's
the
always
first
that
act.
table. They always
table.
not involved. In
And
the
were
show,
they
right?
slowly moving to the other table throughout the night?
Yeah, slowly. Yes, yeah,
Just
yeah.
encroaching on the
They were
other
throwing
table.
things at the audience. It was
Yeah.
crazy. But so they were yapping, and then it's classic like hot lady, and I hit her with like the classic like, oh, I know you're hot, so no one's ever told you to shut the fuck up. Or you're used to being the center of attention, blah blah blah, and they kept going. And I will admit that in the lead up to it, I did make quite a joke that could be considered anti-Semitic.
Do the joke.
So the joke was because Greta Thunberg was sailing to Gaza.
Yeah.
Easy. She was sailing to Gaza, and
That's what the sail of the ship is just made to look like a
what, like a giant thing.
a giant sea cow.
But that was the name of the boat, the Zeke Heil. But so she's sailing there. I said, the Jews say they're gonna kill Greta if she gets too close to Palestine. I was like, I think the Jews already hated Greta Thunberg because for the past 7 years she's been combating climate change, and the Jews must be like, she's trying to control the weather. That's our job, you know.
Yeah.
Now I thought that was very funny.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Do you think
texted it to
maybe Thunberg though? Maybe she's
Thunberg. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
something in there. I like to thumb her berg. I don't know what that means. I don't know. She's 22. What's wrong with that? She's kind of hot.
yeah.
She's kind of hot.
The ship hit a Thunberg and sunk.
Oh, that a Fingerberg. She's kind of hot. No, we don't think she's cute.
I think she's
Well,
hideous, to be honest. But
I don't think
think
she's hideous, but
she's kind of really ugly.
But there's just something about like the behind the eyes. I don't think she's. I know she's legally of age, but I don't think she's mentally like capable of giving consent. Like I don't think she knows what's going
No,
on.
I think she's.
She speaks at the UN. You can't
Yeah,
be speaking at the UN and not.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm allowed to fuck anyone who spoke at the UN.
I think so.
Okay, well I
Yeah.
bet there's children that they've got up to.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, like I think if I was straight, maybe, but that's a story for another day. But so yeah, I said that, and I texted to a few of my Jewish friends. I said, lads, when you get a chance,
You have Jewish friends?
yeah, I've got Jewish friends.
Nice.
I just said, when you have a chance between, killing Palestinians,
Yeah.
can you listen to this joke?
If you
and
count
tell me-
it by kilogram, you have a lot of Jewish friends.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
got. How many Jewish friends do I have? 4,
Oh.
maybe. Do you have any Jewish friends?
I don't know about friends.
Acquaintances.
Do you know? So I got filmed outside of a Jewish supermarket. I don't know.
What were
say it's my
What were you
fault.
doing?
I was in Golders Green.
Yes,
Yeah, bunch of Jews.
Goldberg's
And
been.
I was delayed, so I had to wait around for a while.
Developmentally.
Yeah.
I'm retarded. I'm gonna work at a lake soon. But so I had to wait around in this Jewish area, and then I got a packet of Doritos,
Yeah.
and then it was starting to rain, so I stood underneath a cover of a
You know,
supermarket.
soggy Doritos.
Yeah, right. No one loves a soggy Dorito.
Were you standing on one of with the big hats?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I take shelter here?
And then so a lady just came round.
This is annoying me. My OCD. There we go.
A lady just came round the thing with like her phone.
Yeah.
An employee,
Yeah.
like sticking her phone out of the door and like just holding it and looking at me, and I was just looking at her. And then
where was she? Where was she sticking the phone out of?
out of the front door of the shop.
As
So
a
I
Jewish shop.
Yeah.
How'd you know it was a Jewish shop?
Don't say the smell.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a Jewish. They
They
were
were
Jewish
selling
shop.
menorahs and stuff like that. Is that what they call them?
Wow, I think they were all
Menorah the
kosher.
Explorer.
Yeah. But the thing at the candle holder that has like
Minaret.
Minaret.
No, it is menorah.
Is it
Menorah.
menorah?
Okay,
Yeah.
I just gave another suggestion. I don't really
Yeah.
know. Yeah, so they filmed me.
Why
I
do
don't
you
know
think
what
you were
Did
like?
you say, why are you filming me?
I'm not really. I was just kind of. Then she disappeared as soon as I kind of
They
noticed.
can do that.
Yeah.
They can click their fingers.
Shit,
and-
yeah, there's a puff of fog.
Yeah.
So now I'm on some sort of Jewish system, I think.
But did they
Yeah.
think that because you're brown, you were maybe scoping out the business to commit some kind of a
I believe so, something like that.
yeah? Because you do look like with the hair now, it's looking very kind of extremist. Kind, you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
I told the story to many people, and none of them felt bad for me. Everyone felt like it was justified.
Yeah. But if you did do some, there's so much
They have a
anti.
right to defend themselves.
Yes. Against one small Muslim man.
No, you can't be brown and near a Jewish person.
Yeah, are you
that's
insane?
wrong. That's insane.
In this climate.
Yeah.
You can't. It's morally,
haram.
ethically.
Nah,
Wrong.
I feel bad. I would put her under stress, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, you've made them feel uncomfortable. Just stay out of Golders Green. From
Yeah,
now
I
on.
might avoid Golders Green.
Stay the fuck out of Golders Green.
bitch. But that was it. She got a video of you and
Yeah, should
Yeah.
I have confronted her?
I would have been like, "You alright?"
yeah,
And then I would have if she snuck back in, I would have gone in and just loitered in the store
right,
just to bother her.
yeah. Just asking
'cause
for
I'm
the
just
price
petty.
of everything.
Yeah. How much is this?
How much is this?
Oh.
And this, and this, until they eventually just fire a rocket at you. I guess that's how they deal with people. But
Yeah, I would just go over to the letter section and be like, "Is this how much for the rocket?"
That's what we should have said. What do they sell in there? Yeah, rockets and whatever. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so there's this table, and I do my Greta Thunberg, and I sent it to people, and they were like, "Yeah, my Jewish friends were like, yeah, do it." But then in hindsight, I think they were kind of
I don't think it's that bad.
they were setting me
I
up.
just don't think it's that bad.
I think it's they control the weather. That's like there's precedent for that.
But
kind
it's
of
just
joke.
it's a silly stereotype. I feel like it's such a silly stereotype that it's not like I was like, oh, Jews are fucking greedy, fucking whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's a nasty kind of insidious means. But controlling the weather is so silly. Anyway,
It's fine.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fine.
it's fine if they are doing it. The weather's beautiful.
They're trying to keep us happy while they're
exactly
doing their other.
When
Well, they're
doing
making it
their-
rain over.
They're nasty. Oh, they're making it
it's
rain,
true.
all right.
Yeah.
But so I do this thing, and it bombs, ironically, and then I go into this thing. I was like, I've got some Palestine, Israel stuff, but I won't do it. And then like a few people in the crowd were like, "Oh, do it," and I was like,
Yeah.
"All right, you twisted my arm." So I go into this bit about how you're like Ireland is being called anti-Semitic by Israel because we're pro-Palestine or whatever, and then some guy, little bald guy, was like, "Oh, you are anti-Semitic." He was like, "You and your country are anti-Semitic,"
Oh.
and I was like, "Whoa, chief, what?" And the crowd started booing them because the crowd hated them. And they were like, "Boo!" Maybe they were saying Jew, I don't know, but they were saying boo. And then I was like, "What do you mean you're anti-Semitic?" He's like, "Oh, you're advertising it." And then I was like, "Oh, like, do you mean like on billboards and stuff?" And he's like, "Oh, don't get smart with me or whatever." And then his wife behind him was like, "You don't talk about Israel." And I was like, "Shut your mouth, you Jew." No, I didn't say that. That would have made it worse. I don't even know if they were Jewish. It didn't even get to that. The guy had a British accent, and the lady.
They have all kinds of accents because it's not really.
They
a
can
country.
shapeshift. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's yeah. No, yeah. What?
no. I was just saying because a lot of them have American accents because it's. I think there's a lot of people who've just moved there from
Yeah.
all over the place. So it's like
Well, there's a lot of South Africans in
in
the
that's
West
what I mean.
Bank at
It's
the
kind
moment.
of
Back
they have
to
a
the
unique.
motherland.
They have a large spectrum of accents there.
Yeah.
You never really know what.
Yeah, but that guy was definitely British, and the lady did have a Middle Eastern kind of sound to her voice. And then they stood up and they were like, "Ah!" And then people from Big Belly had to come down and like stop them from like whatever. And then a brown guy tried to get on stage,
Oh.
and he was like reaching his arm over whoever was.
Wait, was
blocking
he?
him from
Was
getting
he
on
one of
stage.
the Jewish people?
Well, he was with the Jews.
Ah.
Okay.
And he was reaching over whoever was trying to block him getting on stage. And I was like, "Dude, don't get on stage." And he was like, "No, I want to say I love Ireland and free Palestine or whatever." And I was like, "All right, well, have a fucking chat with your fucking Zionist friends over there."
Yeah.
And then they were like getting pulled out and they were shouting stuff at me. And the crowd was like, it was chaos. The crowd was like, boo, shouting at them. And then I was like, "You didn't even get to hear my joke." And he's like, "Well, tell your fucking joke then." And I did my joke. And it obviously didn't get anything because the room was so tense.
Yeah.
And they're getting like shepherded out, and then everyone's
Tense.
like, fuck you. And then so I think someone shouted Free Palestine, and I was like, oh Jesus, here we go. And then they got kicked out, and then I still had 3 minutes left. I probably could have gotten off stage. I think it would have been understandable to be like,
yeah, it's hard to follow, right? What else did you do?
yeah. So then I just stood there, and I just kind of was just like, well, that was weird. And towards the end of the thing, I felt like I was gonna cry because I had like I get like an adrenaline kind of.
No, I get that too. It's annoying because you're like, yeah.
You know what I mean? I just get like so aggressive in the moment, and the energy's fucking weird. And then when the danger's gone, then it's like an adrenaline dump, and I'm like, oh.
You're safe now.
So I went in, and I was alright. I'm on stage, and I just do like I was like, all right. Made a few jokes about it, and then got off stage, went into the green room, and I was just like, don't cry, you fucking faggot. Don't cry, because there's other comics in the green room. Who was hosting came in, he was like, bro, and I was like, you could have done a better job of, because me and McAloon were down the back, like what he was emceeing, and he was like, yeah, just like he's just, you know, when they say try not to talk,
Yeah.
when the actual stage, how about don't talk?
Yeah. Don't
You know?
fucking talk.
Right.
You fucking stupid whores. So then I'm like, I gotta get out of here before I fucking. So then me and McAloon kind of, he was ready to chin the cunt. Like I could see him coming through the crowd. He just wanted an
McLean
excuse.
is Irish.
Yeah, he's from Ireland. So we were very like, fucking let's
Yeah,
go. You know?
lunatic.
Yeah, he is a McAlunatic. And we were, but I think the whole week I'd been watching like so much stuff about Israel and Palestine
It's very easy to get angry.
that I got.
You
I
can
had it in me.
You can. It's crazy. It is crazy how like openly people, like if you look at the comments on a lot of like the news and stuff, the majority of people who are commenting are like openly anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
They're like, it was just a matter of time, or like, you know, like Hitler didn't, you know,
Ooh.
everyone's back on the
On
truth.
the anti-Jew train.
Yeah, yeah. And
Well,
I'm like,
the Indians are getting a break now. In fairness.
Yeah.
how's that feel?
I feel like if there's any London thing,
Yeah.
they're so anti-Indian or anti-black or anti-everything.
What do you
I
mean
think-
London thing?
or England. It's there's UK news, and you look at like the comments.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's very anti. It's like usual suspect. Yeah, this is what they do over here. They come,
Yeah.
that kind of shit.
The religion of peace.
Yeah, I feel like they like Jews. Well, they've definitely like they hate Palestine protesting.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
right wing people kind of like, although it's like super right, they feel like they have to support Jews. I think more because left wing support Palestine.
Yes.
So like, no, actually, we got to kill them. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Those are the people. So those are the same people who are complaining about Muslims are probably pro-Israel as well.
Well, I just think they hate immigrants in general, because it's when they're talking about UK stuff, like it'll be like a video like a brown guy bumped into someone, and they're like, "Oh, it says there always there's too many of them now. They're bumping into each other."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like but then anyway, after this whole thing, obviously I had all that shit in my head, so I was like, we could have thrown down verbally, because I was like, you want to fucking go there, you piece of shit. But it just went, and then everyone was just like, oh yeah, you should clip that up and post it, and I was like, it'll go viral, and I was like, yeah, it probably would, but for like all the wrong reasons. And then you'd have people. I've had to stop setting the joke up in a certain way, because I did a gig the week before, and people started going, "Yeah, free Palestine, we
Yeah.
love Ireland." And I was like, I don't want this. Then you start, if you do that online, then the next thing you'll be doing solo shows, and there'll be people there with keffiyehs and fucking
Right.
watermelons on their t-shirts and stuff, and you know what that is?
What's the watermelon?
It's this. Because it's what?
Nah, I should have said that.
No, it's because it's this way of secretly showing support
It's
for
the Palestine
Palestine.
flag
Yeah,
colours.
it's the colours of
Oh.
the Palestine flag.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's why you see people wearing like.
When they have that in
shirts with,
their like bio, like
Right.
a little watermelon, it's support for Palestine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is
So
that a
black
secret now
people are
then?
supporting Palestine big
Yeah,
time.
there you go.
Yeah,
Huh?
there you go. Yeah.
But can I ask about you? So when I do Big Belly and I have like a mediocre set,
Mm-hmm.
I
Which
think
everyone does.
I think like, wow, I'm never gonna get booked again.
That's what I think every time I leave that place, I'm like, they're not going to book me again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you do it. They
But
do.
then this guy has like arguments with Jews and like everyone's shouting.
Just keep.
And it's a
They'll
race
book
war.
you again. They'll book you again.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I thought. I thought
you-
if someone got their phone out and recorded this, I'm fucking done if it's taken out of context. And I was like, never getting booked here again. And they, in fairness, and they texted me that night being like, we got your back in case anything happens. And
Oh,
then
nice.
and then I did it the next night, and it shit again. But no Jews. Yeah. Are you joking at all about the war on stage?
No, I don't know anything about the war. I guess. Do you know, technically, when I was thinking about it, if I'm Muslim, which I am, I should go to Palestine and go to war for them. Technically,
According to who?
according to the Quran or Hadith or something.
Really, that you're
it's like a
allowed to-
NATO thing. You know, NATO. Like if you attack.
Oh, Quran is like the NATO.
Yeah,
It's
like.
But you're
everyone's-
supposed to defend.
But that's
each
what
other?
kind of what is that what Iran's kind of doing? They're kind of like they were kind of getting their nuclear weapons ready to save Palestine, and
Yeah.
Israel's like, nope.
Well, we were having this. So you feel like you is it as what is in the Quran? They say like you should be defending each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you
technically,
think-
I should go over, right?
Yeah, I think you should.
Or
They'll
some
make
sort
you
of.
shave your head. Thank God. I'd say. Actually, no, they only do that. In the
No,
US
they'll give me a
military.
turban.
Yeah. Have you ever worn a turban in your life?
No, but I should start.
You should
No.
start doing. They might get booked more,
Yeah, right.
and not because of diversity, but because people don't like looking at your head.
Yeah,
People like the head. All right.
no one likes the head.
People are like, wow, this is cool.
Can I touch the back part?
Yeah, it's just, you can't touch a black guy to touch his hair. Come on.
You can't touch your black. You're not black. I
I'm
want to
not-
feel the texture. It's very dry.
Yeah.
It's dry right now. I hadn't washed it in 2 days.
Oh, I have.
You fucking grease
I
ball.
just say I fucking easy does it. I realized it the other day that when I had sex with that black guy, I got to touch a black person's hair for the first time. Yeah.
His pubes.
What? His pubes? No, his head.
His actual hair?
His actual hair.
Ah.
And I was
Yeah.
like, do I have to ask for permission before, like he's blowing me, and I'm like, do I have to ask for permission before I touch his hair?
Yeah.
But it's quite dry.
Ah.
Yeah. It's kind of like that has that look, you know? It was kind of like quite like.
Did he have like the comb?
White-ish.
It was crazy. yeah. When he was blowing me, I just grabbed the comb like this. The comb, and it was just a comb. Fuck's sake.
Oh, I'm gonna comb.
I'm gonna. Sean Combs.
Sherlock Holmes.
But yeah, and I touched his hair. It was quite like crispy. Is what I
Oh.
would describe the texture as. You know.
Yeah. I feel like he didn't want to impress you then.
What do you mean?
If he wanted to impress
Yeah,
you,
he would have
would've-
oiled up.
Yeah, oiled
Oh,
or done something.
he oiled up, all right.
Oh.
But
Yeah, you were drilling for oil.
yeah, in his Middle East. I don't even know what that means. They invaded under false pretenses just to get oil. Anyway,
Annex?
I yesterday I went to the bathroom at South Ken and I was like in the stall, and just as I sit down, someone knocks at the door. Goes, "Are you on the toilet?"
oh fuck
And I
off!
was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Can you hurry up?" And I'm like,
Was it Chris?
no,
No.
I'm like, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take. It's gonna take the time that it takes,
Yeah.
dude. And he just kind of sat there, waited 10 seconds. He's like, "How long are you gonna be?" And I
no.
almost said, "Are you fucking retarded?"
Yeah.
And so I like finish up. I went slower out of spite.
Of course, yeah.
And I went out,
Spite shite.
and he was severely disabled.
Oh
Yeah, I was-
no.
Yeah, and he was
How
like,
disabled are we talking now?
but he was like,
Is
is
he in charge of a lake? Like is
he
that what-
couldn't. I don't think he would be allowed to live alone.
Okay. right.
And he's like, and he was like, he wasn't mad. Like he wasn't even mad. He wasn't rushing. He was just like, I think he just wanted to know when it would be ready. Do you know what I mean? Because when I got
Right.
out, he just started talking to me. He started talking about. He's like, yeah, man, thanks, man. Come. And I think he was saying he worked somewhere, or he works at some pharmacy or something. And he's like, come to the pharmacy. And I was like,
To hang out.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I was just like, I didn't know what to do, but yeah, it was. I don't know. It was just funny that I was like, I almost called him a retard.
Oh
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that would have been bad.
Yeah.
And then, but how? Like, what did he look? Was he like physically look disabled? Like,
Yeah. I mean, no, not like physically. It was mentally disabled.
oh,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
Because that's if you'd call him a retard, that would have been very on the nose.
Oh, yeah.
Because people who are like physically disabled aren't really retards because they're all there mentally.
Exactly.
you know?
Yeah.
But it's just but we were talking about this the other day with like with the Israel thing. when Iran were like bombing. You see those videos of the missiles landing in?
I think I saw a picture of them
Tel
being
Aviv.
like, "We've arrived" or something. But they got through then?
They got through the Iron Dome.
Yeah, because I thought the whole thing was they sent rockets and then they never
send
get
well,
through.
hundreds.
What?
They send hundreds of. They just
This
send
is the
hundreds.
thing.
And
They
hundreds
send
today.
about 1,000 missiles,
Yeah.
knowing that maybe 3 will hit. Will get past
okay.
the Iron Dome. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just kind of like. But I think a part of me, and this is bad, but when I saw Israel getting hit by it, we were like, "Yeah, get them." You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Right.
Have a taste of your own fucking medicine. How about that?
Yeah,
Mm.
Yeah.
it's like that meme of the guy like putting the stick in his own bicycle.
Oh
wheel.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
Israel.
yeah.
They're like, how could they do this to us?
Yeah.
And it's like, this is what you've been doing to
Yeah.
people every day for like years.
Yeah. I saw that someone put up a good thing saying Iran has the right to defend itself.
Yeah,
Mm.
That's
of
pretty
course.
clever, isn't it? That's
Yeah, that's
good.
cool.
You know? Yeah, very good.
Do you think they're gonna win? I guess because I feel like they're just gonna get bad.
As in Iran are going to get battered?
Yeah, I assume. I mean,
I mean, Israel just fucking. Well, I've said this before. I want there to be a World War III. I think it would be good for the planet.
like
to
a Greta
just-
To
Thunberg thing.
cleanse.
Which to cleanse. Have you ever seen The Day After Tomorrow?
I've
Seen
seen
The Day After Tomorrow, and then
No.
after you've never seen The Day After Tomorrow.
No, I don't think so.
At the end of it, there's like this massive climate change event where all these cities get destroyed and blah blah blah, and then after it happens, then there's like these astronauts up in space, and they're like, "Look how clear the air is," because it's all the
Yeah.
all the bad shit. I don't know how it works. Scientifically, it's not true.
Mm.
Whatever they were saying in the movie, but I feel like that it's like for 3 years we've just been edging towards a World War III.
Right.
And I'm like, let's just bust a fat nut and just
Yeah.
get that post-nut clarity.
Yeah, it's
You
like
know what I
popping
mean?
a pimple.
It's like the world is a big fat pussy spot, and it just needs to be squeezed by
Yeah.
just a massive world war.
I guess it's good that it's happening over there.
Oh,
War
yeah,
II
I don't
happened,
want
like,
it coming
around-
here.
Yeah.
I want it to play out over the Middle East.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you fight for England?
England is gonna fight for Israel though.
Yeah, but if you got like if England came under attack and there was conscription, well, you don't have a choice then with conscription. But would you?
I
fight?
guess to be honest, I don't have anything better to do. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like if you die in war, you're like that's a cool death.
Yeah, it is a cool.
Everyone's like, everyone forgets your personality and shit, and they go like, yeah, he's a good
yeah,
guy.
yeah, you got shot in the head on
Yeah.
the beaches.
He's
in Normandy.
noble.
Yeah,
So yeah, I guess I would.
yeah.
Plus, I think I would like to kill people and stuff.
I'd like to know what it feels like to take a man's life. I feel like, you know.
Yeah.
Do you ever think about that?
Yeah. Like
Yeah, I
kid
think
and
it
a
would
dog.
be like I had a friend who was like in the army and stuff, and he said the thing that no one tells you about when like killing someone in war is how good it feels.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, and he goes, it makes. He's like, we were walking around like me. He's like, me and my team were walking around, and you feel fucking 8 foot tall.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
You'd be bricked up.
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like if I killed someone, especially if it was someone that was trying to kill me.
Mm.
Someone shot at me first, and then I was like, "Yo, you fucking want some of this?" And then I fucking shoot him in the head.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to live
Yeah.
with any sort of guilt.
No. Well, you probably still would. It probably still does affect.
They try to kill you. I don't know.
I think that's okay, but also the hand-to-hand combat shit. Like you stab a guy in the neck and shit.
Yeah, well, that's going to traumatize you. I feel
Yeah.
like if you shoot a guy with a sniper from like 400 meters away, you're not really seeing anything. You're just kind of seeing him going. You know what I mean?
But you know what it
But if
is?
it's
If
hand-to-hand combat, you're like, he's like, and you're like, he's like calling out for his mom and stuff. You don't want that in your head.
You know, like guys that cheat, people that cheat, they get really paranoid that they're gonna get cheated on.
Yeah.
Right. I think if you're a sniper rifle, you just look at a guy and you're like, he was just walking and then he got shot in the face. Like he had
Mhm.
no idea. So now anytime you're walking, you're like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get shot in the face.
Mm.
Whereas if you stab a guy in the face, you're like, all right, a guy needs to knock on the door first and then open and
And
come in and stab me.
Yeah,
It's like, I think that's less trauma.
I suppose so. But then also, I've lost the point I was going to make. Shit.
You said you wanted to have sex with the dead bodies.
No, you're projecting now.
Yeah.
But no, I feel like I did that. Like I think we've chatted about this before. That having that fantasy of being the hero when there's like a terrorist attack and you like tackle the guy and then you're like reluctantly doing TV interviews like I don't want to be a hero and then you are and then it's just great or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. So what's going on? You said there's something about fucking. Are you fucking anyone? Are you fucking?
No, I'm celibate.
You're celibate. Yeah.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
we all know.
Voluntarily celibate, guys.
Yeah.
I recommend it. There's a bunch of videos of people who are like celibate.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you can watch it online on YouTube. Celibacy is a new thing.
I watched the Pope's inauguration.
Yes.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, sell a bit of us on the side.
Yeah. And you've been banging any fat old whores recently, or no? That's in the past.
That's in the past.
If your parents knew about that, man, they'd fucking.
Nah, they watch this.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Shout out to your
They
parents.
don't, do they?
I think they do.
Oh, fuck.
I keep getting exposed. More and more of my family are knowing that I do comedy.
Oh, really? Yeah. How are they finding out? Well, your sister found out, right?
My sister found out, and then when I went to New York,
It's like you're gay or something. It's just like.
yeah, well, it's not that, but
Yeah.
it is
But
similar.
yeah.
I met a gay guy yesterday.
Yeah.
No, the other day.
Okay.
Well, we met, and he was like Muslim, but he was covered in makeup and shit.
Oh, that's not
And yeah, he was just talking about all the women he had sex with.
good. Right. Okay.
Is that a gay thing that they do? And he said he would watch straight porn.
This guy's.
It sounds like
gay.
you met a straight guy. What are you talking about?
Bisexual?
He was gay, he had makeup on.
Is this Will Kiley?
No, he said he had like a long-running relationship with a man who was like 65, who could never get hard.
Yeah, maybe he does marathons with him.
Yeah. Maybe that was a long running. Yeah. Who never gets hard? The old man or
The
him?
old man can't get hard, so the old man feels
Oh.
bad
Oh.
that he can't.
His asshole doesn't
satisfy
need to get
him.
hard.
Yeah.
Sorry, this
I
never
guess so.
happens. But the. So wait, who? And you met this? Where'd you meet this Muslim guy?
Outside
Muslim
Hackney
match?
Wick. Hackney
Huh?
Wick.
Did you
Hackney
meet him
Wick,
at
you
Golders
know-
Green? Were you planning
know-
on blowing up a Jewish store?
Yeah, they were filming us.
Yeah.
We were having he could have been Jewish actually.
Yeah.
He was Jamaican, Syrian, and English.
So where did you meet this guy?
Just outside Hackney Wick. He was just a drunk gay guy who we were like hanging out outside the station, and then he
Who
just
was
like,
hanging out?
It was me, Rob, Ari, Rebecca.
Right. Okay. The four
Friends at the shows.
Yes, friends of the show. Yeah. Yeah.
The Four Musketeers, you were gonna say.
Yeah, but it's not the four musketeers. It's the four horsemen of the apocalypse.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. So you befriended this. This is the thing with you. You will befriend absolute circus freaks, whereas I think me and Hamish would be like, "All right, enough of you."
you would send him away.
Oh yeah.
I think we had nothing better to do. He also did a thing where there's something about being so gay that you can like aggressively argue with guys who would ordinarily beat the fuck out of you, but because you
What?
just throw gayness at them.
Oh, you got the shield of like, if you hit me, you're homophobic. It's a hate crime.
No, I think like there were a couple guys like kind of hanging around, and it was like 2 a.m. or some shit. So you don't
Right.
like hang out with them, you don't talk to them, and then he was like catcalling them and shit,
Yeah.
and then they were like cowering, like oh. So
Yeah.
before they were
Cowering.
like yeah, because they're like, what do I do with this?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, like, gay men can get. I saw Doja Cat,
Mm.
the singer or rapper or whatever, doesn't matter. But she went online there recently being like, "Oh, this gay fan." There's a video of it, and he was like, "Oh, I love you," and he like hugged her or whatever, and she's like, "Gay men feel like they can just touch women because they're like, oh, I'm not a threat, so I can like hug you and kiss you on the cheek and all this sort of stuff." But
Yeah.
I don't. I try to avoid women as much as
Yeah, you
humanly
hate
possible.
women.
I don't hate women. I hate some women. I hate the woman who groped me at a
A
gig.
woman groped you?
Yeah, she's gonna get it. She's gonna get confronted when I see her.
Oh yeah,
Groped
it's
you.
on
Yeah.
site.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
She signed that now.
Yeah, she is. Yeah. On your fucking, you've signed
Yeah.
sexual predators.
Oh.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? I mean, all this is getting bleeped out, but did I tell you that story? No.
I'm not sure.
She was at a gig. I was at a gig, and she came up, and then she was like, "Oh, you scared for the? Are you nervous? Is this your first show?" And I was like, ugh. I know what her shtick is. It's like, "Oh yeah, I hate men" or whatever. Which is ironic because a lot of female comics who do the I hate men shtick on stage wouldn't have any jokes if it wasn't for men. But that's a story for another day.
They still talk about men.
Yeah, but anyway, so she comes up to me and she's like, "Oh, you nervous?" And she starts like, right. Now you tell me if you think this is sexual assault.
Right. Okay.
Because your people are the experts.
Appreciate it.
Sorry. So she starts rubbing my stomach.
And how big is your
and
stomach at this
grabbing
point?
me. That's irrelevant.
Well, I'm just
That's
asking
fucking
for
irrelevant.
Contextually, though.
No, it's not. It doesn't
She
matter
might
if
have
I was-
accidentally been touching
Yeah.
it. She could have been reaching for something near you, and it just
No,
Yeah.
no. She It doesn't. The size of my stomach was irrelevant to the
Was she
case.
pressed up
I don't know
against the wall
why.
for
I
understanding?
don't know. Yeah, I was trying to pass her in a tight
Yeah.
hallway. No, the size of my stomach was completely irrelevant. I don't know why you brought my weight into it. And I'm down 4 kg for what it's worth.
Yeah.
So,
And I see fruit here.
Yeah, I always have loose fruit.
Bananas and
Yeah.
you.
You want to have a banana?
No, I'm okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm standing there and she's like, "Oh, are you nervous?" And then she came over and started like groping my stomach and my chest and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just froze. I froze. The classic thing that women say when they get sexually assaulted
Frozen
happened
fruit.
to me. Yeah,
Yeah.
frozen what? Frozen fruit.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm
You
standing
too.
there frozen. I'm like a Calippo, just standing there. And she's groping me. And she's like, "Oh, you nervous?" And I was like, "Oh, I get what you're doing here. You're trying to fucking intimidate me." So I just went, "Yeah, I'm fucking petrified." And then she
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, and she walked away. And I was just like, "Oh my god, I just got fucking." You think that counts as being groped sexually? Well, not sexually, because she obviously there
She
wasn't a
didn't touch
sexual
any of the
element
parts.
in it.
We could ask ChatGPT.
Yeah, but it's about power, right? She can touch all your tits and shit.
Yeah. We asked ChatGPT there and we'll see, and then I'll decide whether or not I should call the police. I should have done that.
Called the police.
I should have called the police that night
Yeah, just something to do, right?
and been like, "This fucking lady fucking groped me." Because if I did that to her, what would have happened?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe she would have liked it.
No, she would have called
Maybe
the
you guys
police.
would have got it on.
No, well, her whole thing when she found out I was gay, her tone completely changed. Then,
Ah.
yeah, she was just like, "Oh," and she started being real nice to me. I was like, "Oh, I see right through you, you fucking cunt." You know?
What is it? She gets used to like I don't know acting men like that. So she's like, oh, I'll do that for her.
No, she thinks she's like this pretty woman.
Yes, in most legal systems, including the UK and Australia, it can be considered assault if a woman grabs a man's stomach without his consent. Here's why.
Yeah.
Assault is defined as intentional or reckless physical contact without consent, which causes the victim to feel violated or threatened.
I felt violated.
Checked.
Mm.
The contact doesn't need to cause injury. Even a touch can be unlawful if it's unwanted. The context matters. If the touch is sexual or done in an intimidating or aggressive way, it could
Ooh.
also potentially fall under sexual assault or harassment, depending on intent and interpretation.
Nice.
If she grabs his stomach jokingly but he doesn't want it, still potential assault.
Yeah.
If it's done in a flirtatious or suggestive way without invitation, it may also be sexual assault.
It's all sexual assault.
Realistically, whether it's
So I'm the
prosecuted
victim.
often depends on how the man responds, what was he wearing, the intent behind the act, and how it's perceived by authorities.
I was wearing a shirt that said, "Please tickle my stomach when you see me." So maybe I was asking for it. But yeah, I was gonna DM her about it, and I was like, "That'll get screenshotted and sent to."
What were you gonna say?
was
Say it
gonna be
now.
like-
This is your time to say it.
If you're listening, I would have said you made me feel very uncomfortable.
Mm.
I'd never met you before, and you
Never.
walked up and you grabbed my stomach, and you said weird things to me, and you were rubbing my belly, and I did not like it at all. And I just want to tell you, don't ever do that to anyone ever again,
Mm.
regardless of gender. And it wasn't funny. And how would you feel if I did that to you? Blah 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 blah. That's what I would have said.
She was gaining a little bit of weight. I remember that.
Well, that's irrelevant, I think.
Okay.
What is it with you
I
bringing
don't
up
know,
people's weight?
I just kind
Do you
of.
have a spreadsheet with everyone's weight on it?
I do notice when people gain and lose weight.
Have you noticed anything about me?
Huh?
Have
I
I
saw
lost
you
weight?
topless today.
Have I lost weight or gained weight?
Oh well, he's telling me you lost weight. I guess I haven't. I don't see you a lot. But
Surely, since I last saw you, I've lost weight.
you looked better than I expected, topless in shorts.
Yeah.
Better than like
Which
what
one?
you previously imagined in your head.
But I wasn't doing a lot of imagining. But
Right.
yeah, I would have. You make assumptions, right?
Yeah.
You guys, when you look at,
We go to the gym together.
both of you.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's a big gym.
yeah.
What do you guys do together?
We train separately.
It's none of your fucking business what we do in that gym together.
Well, I'm just asking.
We train separately. I don't like training together
How
you-
come?
because he does his thing. I want to do my thing, and then you're standing there watching each other work out, taking turns.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
I like to work out with people. I obviously don't want to do it if you prefer to do your own thing.
prefer
But
to do my
I
own
like.
thing,
You
I
have
like
to
training
take
with
turns
people.
anyway because you have to rest
Yeah.
in between everything.
Not restings for the week.
You
But I
guys
think
do
you
different-
work out. You train better when you train with someone else for sure.
Yeah, because you're trying to impress them. I think.
What's the difference
Yeah.
in
strong I am.
Do you
Yeah,
guys
so you
work
push
out
each other.
different?
Oh, he does more. This is getting a bit boring now, talking about exercise. But
Nah, people like this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people will probably find it interesting.
people want to know about our tired exercise.
How do we get
regimen.
into the shape though?
Are
We
you still
get in
working
for
out?
Yeah.
Are you?
What the hell is this about?
You
Yeah.
brought my weight into it, so
I've been binging a lot recently.
yeah. You might have an eating disorder. I think we discussed this before.
Nah, that just doesn't exist really.
Yeah. It's a Western propaganda. Is
I
that what
think
you
so.
said?
I think it's like when you tell yourself that you have stuff, you just have it. But yeah, so what do you do in the gym? Hamish does Olympic weightlifting.
No, I don't do that anymore. It's too much. It takes too much time. You have to train like 2 hours.
And you have to wear
right.
like a silly costume and stuff.
But I do like just heavy squats and deadlifts and
Nice.
press. Yeah.
I will watch him squat. I'll admit that. I'm in the corner of the gym.
Yeah, that's what I thought you'd like it.
Yeah.
Do you get in the gym when
I try when he's squatting. I try to like slide in
Yeah.
like a mechanic under a car. You know what I mean? Like
Let's
that.
see what's going on under the hood.
Yeah.
He just pulls back my foreskin.
And
while I'm-
you're just squatting. You're like, what the fuck is that? And my face is just there, like. No, there's a lot of like, there's a woman in the gym and she's got like a fake ass,
Oh yeah.
but it looks like it's insane. It looks like she got like two, I don't know what, and then her face is all fucked up. She's got fake tits, and I'm like, why are you even in the gym if everything is
fake, right?
yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she looks like it's outrageous. It's fucking. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And then there's a few characters in the gym. You know, there's a couple of smelly boys. You know.
Indians.
Well, I wasn't gonna say that.
Oh, I thought you were
But-
implying.
No, I was just saying smelly boys. And then there's a couple of guys who like. There's a femme boy in there, isn't there?
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, you like femme boy. Yeah,
And he's got like a daddy that
he's got a daddy that he works out
they
with.
go and
Oh,
like
yeah.
Yeah,
they like kiss in between sets and stuff.
yeah, it's crazy.
Whoa.
And then the lunatics are running the asylum there, let me tell you. And then there's a black guy who wears like lycra, like trousers,
Leggings
but with
and
no, leggings, like, and you're supposed to wear shorts over them.
Yeah.
But he doesn't wear shorts,
Right. Yeah.
and he's always like just training arms. And it's just like, there's no need for you to be in fucking leggings over here. What the fuck is this?
Yeah. Right.
But are you working out or what are you doing?
Yeah. I mean, I do that.
He thinks everything is like a sexual threat.
No.
Mm.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do this. I do
Yeah.
similar to what you do, basically.
Right.
What are you squatting these days?
Like 120 for 5.
Jesus.
That's pretty good.
120. That's pretty decent.
Yeah, I'm a strong guy. I
Yeah.
need to get strong to be funny. I don't know.
You want to feel my muscles?
Yours?
Yeah.
What muscles have you got?
No, got this cooking over here. See that?
Nice.
Yeah. But you've lost. What are you weighing now?
I don't know. It's like 73.
Fuck. Yeah, I'm 20 kg. Isn't it crazy how you're much stronger than me with regards to weightlifting? But if we got into a fight, I would just absolutely run over you like a train.
Why do you think
Because
that?
I've got 20 kg on you.
Yeah, but I don't know if that would help you.
Yeah.
F-
Step inside the KG. I don't know.
kg fighting.
Yeah.
You're like uncoordinated and shit. I've seen your MMA fight. It's a lot of spamming buttons from way
What do you mean
far away.
spamming buttons?
You-
This him and
his-
Rob Enshew fucking
His
absolute
MMA, have you seen his MMA fight?
fucking armchair
Yeah.
fucking
It's just him doing
analysis.
kicks from like 4 meters away.
You're just keeping distance.
Oh, there's distance.
Yeah.
There's distance.
Yeah, you're trying to fucking, yeah.
How long are your legs? Are you gonna?
Yeah, well, my legs were longer then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Were they? What happened to them?
The vaccine. But I had much longer legs back then.
Oh right.
Yeah.
And then the guy just it's bad actually. Now that I think about
It's
it,
not, but what are you fucking talking
doesn't the guy like
about?
headlock you and like throw you over and some shit?
No, I stayed on my feet. One time he headlocked me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I got out of it.
Wait, so how many fights did you have?
I had one fight.
The one recorded.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and he was
I had
happy.
plenty in the gym, but it's more sparring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're not taking into account that I broke my collarbone at the end of the first round. So I was fighting
Oh
with
yeah.
a broken collarbone in the second round.
Wow.
Yeah.
And does that affect your depth perception or?
What do you mean my depth perception? I couldn't throw anything. I couldn't throw my fucking
Depth perception. Is that when you're like
Johnny
I
Depth
was gonna make a
perception.
gay joke.
What was it?
How deep are you? I don't know.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
But you're making fun of me because I was throwing teeps and
No,
stuff?
but that's cool though. You.
I landed leg kicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Anyone who wants to type in the fight, watch the fight on YouTube.
No,
Rob
he's
Moriarty
ashamed
versus
of it.
Gab
Don't look at him.
McSweeney.
He's
No, do
ashamed.
what?
No,
You and
no,
fucking
don't.
Rob Ensi were like,
McSweeney.
oh yeah, I watched your fight. Yeah, it wasn't great. You're like, shut up, you faggots. Like,
Have you been in a lot of? Have you been in any?
I think you
fights
two should have an
outside?
arm wrestle.
yeah,
right?
when I was, huh?
I think you two should have an arm wrestle.
You want to have an arm wrestle?
Right.
Again, he thinks it's a sexual gay threat. Anything that
let's
involves
arm wrestle.
touching. I went to touch his hair, and he's like, ugh. And then I say, have you been going to the gym? And you're like, why do you want to know if I'm going to the gym? Why are you interested in my body?
No, it's fine.
And then like, do you want to arm wrestle? He's like, I'd rather not. It's like everything's a sexual threat to him.
Yeah.
You really are homophobic. It's hilarious.
No, I'm not.
You are.
I think. Do you know women hate men
Yeah, okay.
because they're like, oh, why do they hate men? They're like, this guy's gonna rape me or some shit.
Mm-hmm. Some of them will do that.
Yeah. So why can't men feel the same thing?
Because no one is gonna rape you.
People
You
might
don't
rape me.
have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Do you think
no
I'm-
one is
I've
ever gonna rape you?
Plenty of hideous women get raped.
Have you ever been? Like even assaulted?
Oh, let's not get into that.
Oh yeah, you
I
have
had
actually.
Whoa, wow! I had a gay manager when I worked in a hotel.
Okay, yeah.
Night shift, and the hotel is a very like it's a seedy. Everyone's all sexual,
There's lots of
weird in
seed
hotels. Like it,
Yeah.
and then and he would do a thing where he would like, okay, this is nothing. The first one's nothing, but basically he got me to reach up to some shit, and then he was just looking at me. I was like,
His
oh, you got-
arse?
no, he was like, oh, get that thing up there.
Mhm.
So I got it, and he was like, oh, you go gym. It was weird. But then the other
But
thing,
he just wants
yeah,
to
it's fine,
go
it's
to the
fine.
gym.
But the other thing is he'd do some shit where he would just like lock you in conversations, and then just chat. And so I was chatting to the security guard.
Yeah.
Just I was behind the bar, and then he comes up, and then he tells me he's had this dream. He had this dream
A
where
wet dream.
there was a Muslim boy sleeping on his sofa, and then he went up to the Muslim boy, and he was like, and he was pointing at me, and he was like, "I won't fuck you." He was saying this in his dream,
Yeah.
and so he was like, "I'm never gonna fuck you." But he was
Mhm.
just shouting it, and the security guard was like, "Oh, what is this?"
Yeah. And he was
Yeah.
saying this to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Security guard thought we had a thing. He
Mhm.
ran off. He was like, "Oh god."
I'll leave you to it.
Yeah.
Get a room.
And
the
so
hotel.
that counts as something, right?
Yeah, that's odd.
How old was
That's
the
odd.
manager?
Maybe like late 30, like 40, like or middle age.
Yeah. White?
Portuguese or something.
Nah, sneaky Portuguese.
You can't trust them.
No. So that you that now feel threatened by gay men because of that.
Yeah.
But you like the attention, don't lie.
No.
You're not getting it from the ladies, let's be honest.
Women like me.
Yeah.
That's why I have to go on a forced celibacy.
What is this forced celibacy fucking nonsense? What are you?
What do you mean,
You're fucking. No.
guys? You can't let
I'm gonna
your
bleep her name. It doesn't matter. But fucking.
you can't let your you're controlled by lust. This is what when I
Desires
come
of
into
the
this room.
flesh.
Yeah, when I come into this room, I'm like, these are the people that are controlled by lust.
But you jerk off.
Yeah, but that's your own control.
How many times a day are you jerking off?
It's varied. I went through a big no porn phase.
Okay. What? That you weren't acting in it?
See, I can't do that on stage 'cause that's the hackest thing ever to do on stage.
What?
To be like, I've quit porn.
The
You
pay
know,
wasn't great.
Yeah, some shit like that.
Yeah. You should try that.
But in this house, you guys like put beads up your ass and stuff, right?
Hey. Easy. Yeah, we do, yeah. I've got a
So-
dildo over there.
Oh yeah, you bought a dildo.
Yeah, do you want to see it?
No.
Okay.
But
I'll
how's
get it for you. Don't
how's
worry
that
about it.
treating you?
It's
Yeah,
good.
It's a podcast. It's an audio form.
No, some people watch. Just turn around, Ridwan's gone. You want to see it?
Oh yeah, you got a bottle of Dutch brown vodka as well.
Yeah.
Did you get a brown one so you didn't have to clean it as much?
Huh? No, I got a brown because it looks like Ridwan's. Why are you knocking shit over?
That was you.
There you go.
All right.
How big is
Oh,
yours
God,
compared to that
everything's-
Ridwan?
All right.
How big?
I mean, kind of similar, I guess,
There's no way.
but not straight.
There's no way that's your dick size.
You don't think so?
It's long and thin, according to Francesco.
Yeah, he's obsessed with that. It was just a bit of a joke.
Why did he see it?
Francisco's disappeared as well.
Yeah, where's Francisco gone?
I don't know. I think he just disappeared. He gets OCD.
So we're Sans Francisco.
Yeah.
That's great, actually.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
What sans means that he's gone, is it?
Yeah,
That's
but
great.
without.
Sans. That's genius.
Yeah.
Anyway, the dildo's staying on my knee for the rest of the episode. But where's he gone?
I don't know, bro. He gets OCD. I don't really want to.
To speak out of school.
No, I just don't
Ah, shit.
get in the way.
What do you mean
He
getting in the
can
way?
only focus on one thing at once. So I think when we were doing the podcast, he was focusing on that.
Yeah.
And now he's doing sketches. He's like, I got to commit to this completely.
Just leave it there.
You are gonna have to blow this for
Yeah.
YouTube.
No, it's fine.
This can't be good for algorithms.
No. But the mic lead's getting cut on it. What was I gonna say? No, that's too distracting. There we go. Small balls. No.
Tight. They just look like it's cold.
It's cold
like,
outside.
It's like someone got him really hard and then just rubbed ice cubes on his balls.
A friend told me to do that many moons ago.
Yeah.
He says what you do is you're jerking off, and then just as you're about to come, you put a bag of ice on your balls.
Yeah.
And apparently it's fucking insane.
Oh, well, you know what does feel good? It's toothpaste. If you use toothpaste during the moment.
Oh, you finally learned about brushing your teeth?
You guys
I have
heard
good
about
teeth.
this brushing your teeth thing?
People compliment my teeth often.
You do
Oh,
actually
you do
have
have
good
great
Thank
teeth.
you, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you use it, it's painful as fuck during the thing because it's so stingy and shit.
Yeah.
Mm.
But then when you wash it off, it's like menthol.
So it tastes
So it
great.
gets very. It feels very cold. But like in a very
Right.
nice, I've only done it once as a child.
Right.
So yeah, what? I thought we were doing
What did
recommendations.
someone blow you right after they
Yeah.
brushed their
So
teeth?
when you were getting tired to brush your teeth by your dad.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, this is what you do.
yeah.
You put toothpaste on someone's dick and then you blow them. That's how you brush your teeth. And now I'm going to show you.
Yeah.
Is that what happens? Is that the
that's
secret to great
actually
teeth?
what happened, yeah.
Yeah. All right, folks. That was Ridwan Hussain. Follow him on Instagram. It's in the show notes. Also in the show notes is a link to the Patreon if you'd like to continue listening to this week's episode. And to just support the podcast, that would be greatly appreciated. On the Patreon this week, we commentate my MMA fight. So that's fun. And yeah, there's a extra episode every week and blah, 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 blah. And yeah, any support would be appreciated. Also, just tell people about the podcast, rate it on Spotify, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, all that shit. Comment, tell your mother I said hello. And yeah, what else? I'm doing a work in progress in London at the Bill Murray on July 16th, I think. I'll post about it on my Instagram. Anyway, thanks for listening. Tell everyone about the podcast. That'd be appreciated. I love you. Goodbye.